crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people. Green people, crab people, blue heavy metal people.
Hey there guys, this is me Malorian, and this is a War Machine Battle Report. It's going to be a big one because it's my first time facing up against Cryx in Mark 3. You know, normally I'd see lots of Cryx back in Mark 2, but almost all the players gave up on them, and now John is going to be playing them against me, and I'm going to be using the Kingmaker theme list. This is the one here where I've been playing around with it, but recently there's been a change because when the theme was first released, in the picture, there's no Rangers. You can't take Rangers. But for some reason, when you look at War Room, Rangers are allowed. And eventually the Infernals did rule that yes, the Rangers were supposed to be part of it. So there you go. We have Rangers. I basically just dropped one unit of long gunners from before. Now I got 2 units of Rangers, and we're good to go. Now I am going to say that my opponent does have a few proxies, but they're not too bad. His caster is not Venethrax like it looks there. It is actually Scaverous, so a little TK, you know, move you around type guy. The Jack in the front is not Nightmare. It's actually going to Barathrum. And the other Jack in the back, that's going to be Erebus or whatever. Yeah, you know, all these crazy Jacks for Cryx that you don't normally see, they're going to be here now, because now you're going to see a lot more Cryx Jacks, and they can do some interesting things. Running around, there'll also be another model that is, what is it, the Bastard's little attachment, whatever, the little lady, I can't remember her name, but she's also going to be a soul collector. But otherwise, you know, everything else is pretty much good. Jacks are just different Jacks, and the caster's a different caster. I'm sorry, and I really was wondering if I shouldn't even bother posting this, but it actually is a good game, and first time doing Cryx in Mark 3, I definitely want to show it. Now, I am having a little bit of issues in this game because he has a lot of stealth. The Crow's Cutthroats on the right, they have stealth. The Overlords have stealth. He also has stealth on Gorman. He has stealth on the Wither Shadow Combine. So that's a really big deal, and something I'm going to have to try and deal with. I'll either try and go up and just try and, I don't know, take the hit and then be able to move up and shoot them, or more likely the Rangers will just run up to engage the Cutthroats, and I'll try to ignore them as long as possible. So I won the right to go first, and I definitely took it. Pretty much I went up there with my trenchers, and they just dug in because no need to make clouds. On the right, I made sure that everything's outside of range of his actual Cutthroats, so I don't need to worry about them being shot. Again, I'm really expecting that I'm just going to rush up there with both Stannis and the Rangers to tie them up after. You can take some shots at my trenchers if he wants, but he needs 11, so no big deal there. Definitely this terrain's really hurting me. You know, I'm actually now regretting it and maybe wondering if I should have gone second to pick sides, because trying to work around this forest and this building is a problem. But I'm going to do what I can. It's a little bit jumbled in there, but hopefully things will kind of open up after. Yeah, he's going to open it up for me because he has this Feast of Worms spell that he's going to arc through his arc node. It does a big, huge AoE 4, which is not only going to kill guys within it pretty easily, but also drop their armor. So, and if that wasn't enough, it also gives him soul tokens, so he'll have more focus next turn. So, yeah, that was not something I was expecting. Otherwise, after his turn, it looks like this. You can see the Raiders rushing up the left side. They have the little thing going up, so they get +2 defense against ranged. I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. Otherwise, you can see the Cutthroats came up. They took a couple of shots. Nothing else really happened. I mean, Barathram's up there, and he's kind of like buried now behind the wall, which is kind of, you know, not really needed because you're getting cover either way. I mean, if I could get into melee with him, sure, but otherwise, it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do here is I can't really do too much. His Cutthroats really didn't get that close, so I can't really engage that many of them, but I might as well engage some. I'm going to shoot up as many of these Raiders as possible, and I'm going to throw myself over there with the feet to lock everything down, and then try and kill off as many Jacks as possible, and then be in a spot where my Corbeau can really protect me and I can really boss things around. By the way, I didn't mention it, he also has a spell on the Raiders, so that every single time they kill somebody, living I think it is, he'll get another soul token or whatever, or corpse, I think it's souls he takes. But either way, I can't let them get into my lines. So pretty much on the left, I have my Rangers go up to go and mark them and take some initial shots. Then I have Kale Baylock take some shots. I go up there with the Trenchers. They take some shots. The Long Gunners aim, and they take one shot into Baratheon, which rolls a double ones. Blah. And then after that, they connect. But again, he also has the spell on Baratheon, so he has +2 armor. So yeah, I didn't actually do that much. I mean, he went up to armor 20. There's only 7 of me, so it's a POW 17, dice off 3, and I did the average of 4 damage. So yeah, not really all that great. On the right there, you can see the Rangers ran up, but they couldn't really engage that much of them. Otherwise, I had to make a choice. Either I could have Stannis engage 2 more of the cutthroats, or I could engage the Arc Node, and I thought in the end that the Arc Node is more important. Otherwise, the fun stuff I did was I went up with Magnus. He did Escort and Feeded, so that he can only move to the left or back on his next turn, and then I had one Nomad throw him up. And the reason for that is to get more of his stuff in range, plus, thanks to Feign Death from the tier, now he can't target me with magic or spells, so I'm feeling pretty good. Otherwise, I have one Nomad going to each flag, so if he doesn't do anything, I'll kind of score there, and feeling pretty good. However, he's going to do some pretty good things back to me. This is going to be his feat turn, and wow, this is where we're starting to see what Scaverous can do. Right now, TK is only costing 1, and it's all boosted to hit, and so he gets to TK the world. So all my little Nomads that I did have on the flags, he just kind of like TKs them away. He's hitting me with a huge, oh man, that Feast of Worms kills off 6 of my Steelhead Riflemen, so that was devastating. Otherwise, he kills off more of the Trenchers. He has tons of souls on him right now. It's stupid. Otherwise, he really just kind of like moves over with Baratheon to the left to contest that flag, and shoots up a bunch of my guys with the Rangers. Not the Rangers. He shoots at my Rangers with his little cutthroats there and does some damage to them. Only kills 1 there, but then the rest of them go and shoot into the turned around Nomad there and destroy his movement. I mean, oh man. Normally, my armor would be awesome, but when he turns me around and I'm not engaged, I don't really get any of my armor perks that I normally get between my shield, and also I have the Unyielding thanks to Magnus2. I don't get any of that stuff, and also my armor was -2 from another Feast of Worms that was there. So yeah, that really hurt. If he could have dedicated the whole unit, he just would have destroyed the Nomad. So, otherwise, I'm kind of in a little bit of trouble here. I really need Baratheon to go bye-bye, and unfortunately, because of where my Nomads are, and with the 1 movement being out, I can't really get as much there as I'd really like. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Magnus to try and lead this and get in there. I can then deliver Nomad number 1 into the other Jack. Hopefully, that'll kind of keep them there. I can throw some things in the way, and then hopefully I can just get this peace trade going. So that's what I'm able to do. I'm able to come over here with Magnus, really mess him up. I did a few shots before with the Long Gunners and Kale Baylock just to kind of soften it up. But he is able to finish off the Jack, and then that allows Nomad 1 to charge into the Jack in the back, but his defense is 14. He's a little bit hard to hit, so I boost the charge attack. I should have boosted the attack with my little shield fist as well, but instead I just bought an attack, which was dumb, so whatever, dumb focus use there. Otherwise, on the right, more trying to do a little bit of our shooting. I think that was dumb. The Rangers should have just gone in there and locked everything down. I should also mention that the Renegade did his shot this turn. He started things off against Baratheon to shoot him and knock him down, just to make sure everything went according to plan. Also had the last 2 Trenchers cloud up, which made a little bit of cover for Corbeau to come over and do parlay. And yeah, otherwise I got some stuff in his way. I destroyed one of the chickens and did a really big hit to the other one, but that was kind of dumb. When I looked at this now, the 2 Nomads on the right and my Renegade are both out of my control area, so next turn, if I need them to come over and start going with and helping me with this peace trading, they're really not in the right spot. So I'm not really happy with the way that this is set up, but I am dominating the flag. I am going to get 1 point now and really kind of force his hand. You know, I put a lot of guys in the way there. I really expected he'll destroy Nomad number 1, and then I might have to pull back with Magnus or something because the other Nomads aren't there ready. But I think I could maybe start turning around this tide, but we'll see. And wow, guys, look at this. This is stupid. From him doing all those big Feast of Worms last time, and he has his one Soul Collector passing over souls, look all this freaking focus he has this turn. He has like the 7 he normally does, and then what is that, like an extra 10? This is ridiculous. He's a focus 17 right now, and that just gives him the ability to do whatever he wants. And what he is going to want to do first is try and TK the Nomad out of the way. He is going to try doing it here at the Wither Shadow Combine, having one give another one the Puppet Master, but unfortunately he did fail both. So, you know, oh boy, that means that Scaverous will have to use some of his 17 focus to TK himself. And that's what's going to happen there. He's just going to TK him away, the Nomad. This is after he comes over here with the Overlords, and they spray and they do some damage. But yeah, then he's just going to keep on TKing other stuff out of the way that he didn't want to worry about. He's going to be hitting me with the Feast of Worms, which is going to, first of all, do some damage, but then it's also going to reduce my armor by 2. And then Erebus, or whatever his name is, he's able to get in here, and yeah, one hit stationaries me, and then that's really it. I was camping too. The stupid thing is, I mean, right there, normally I'd have the escort that give me extra armor as well, but my jacks were further away. I really should have gone with dodge or something else. But yeah, he just walks up and on the last attack is able to kill me. And there's the game. And it's like, wow, that really didn't go the way I thought. Looking back on the game, you know, first of all, I should have given him a lot more respect, because I didn't realize how much he was going to be countering my game, where with all the stealth, he's able to shut down a lot of stealth. With his Feast of Worms, he's going to be slaughtering my infantry, and so the attrition was really quickly going to him. One of the changes we were talking about that he's probably going to make is drop the Raiders and the little Soul Collector, and then he's going to get 2 more units of the Overlords and also a Siren, and yeah, there's more stealth and more sprays, and that just would have been even worse. Otherwise, from my part, I think the biggest mistake I did was I had my Nomads too far on the right side. They really should have been a lot closer over here to the left, and then that would allow me to peace trade with Nomads rather than needing to get Magnus into there. And so that's definitely a big takeaway I have from this. You know, you have to respect Scaverous with him having so much focus and those TKs and the ability just to clear out infantry, right? Even if it wasn't for like the sprays from the Overlords, he had enough focus that he could have just blasted these guys with Feast of Worms anyway and cleared away. And with all the TKs and control, it's pretty crazy. So there you go, guys. Like I said, sorry for the little proxies, but I really thought this was important to see that Cryx are alive and well. They definitely have some nasty things in Mark 3. If you guys have any thoughts on that or on the game or anything else, please post it down below, and we'll catch you later. Bye. Hey there, if you liked watching this video, please go down and give it a like down below you here. And if you have any concerns or questions or comments, please put those in the comment section as well. You know, the best way for me to give you what you want to see is if you tell me what you like seeing and what you don't like seeing. So otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.